What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 71. We're starting today's episode off with the big one. Manchester City, with 7 games to go in the Premier League, are after back-to-back losses for Pep Guardiola's side. Just so recently, after an amazing run of form, they went top of the table, but now they're 5 points behind, and we've got the game in hand as well. And after 8 straight wins for Chelsea in all competitions, our best run of form of this season, could there have been a better time for us to have this fixture? Travelling to the Etihad and a chance to go 8 points clear at the top of the table and still have the game in hand as well. I love the intro shots of the Etihad. I have to give props to EA. I really do feel as though those shots there, those pre-game shots, and I mentioned before, exterior shots of the ground that you often see as well, they really make the save more immersive. They really make the gameplay more realistic and immersive as well. And I think what they've done with both the Etihad and Anfield as well looks really cool. Like the intro shots there with the scarves being raised, and obviously you see tunnel shots in Anfield look fantastic as well. I've got to say, like for EA, I really hope to do more of that with more grounds as the years go by, because they really make it feel so much more immersive, you know, and I could not wait for this. So heading into the game, would you say biggest game of the series? Possibly that, or last year's FA Cup final against Liverpool, I would say. But heading into the game, like I said, was there a better time to have this fixture? I don't think so. Back-to-back losses for Guardiola's side, 8 straight wins in all competitions for Chelsea, best run of form of this season, and I was ready to surely win the title here at the Etihad. First half belonged to us. We'd had the first 2 chances. Ederson made a couple of great saves, keeping it 0-0. But 12 minutes after the restart, I stayed in attack mode. A draw would be a good result, but a win would be massive. And in a game where it was all Chelsea and onslaught of attacks, Ederson was the only reason why Manchester City was still in the game. And if we were still dealt up to 0-0, just past the hour mark here, like I said, a draw would be a decent result. 5 points clear and still having the game in hand with 6 games to go. Yeah, I'd take that. But I know a win would surely win me the title. So after this counter attack here, down the right hand side saw Reece James roll through Mason Mount. He takes it around his man, goes down the right flank, he beats Ruben Diaz. Back to James who crosses, and as Kai wins the aerial duel, oh my goodness, he's done it again! The super sub Callum Hudson-Odoi just came off the bench. Oh my goodness, what a signing he's been. And with all the money we spent in the summer, with all the signings we made, he's been one of the absolute best. Ederson comes for the aerial duel. Hudson-Odoi, as brave as you get, beats the Brazilian, heads it into the unguarded net. And Callum Hudson-Odoi, who just came off the bench, gets his 7th in 10 to put us in front at the Etihad. Manchester City 0. Chelsea 1, and soon afterwards, as Mendy claims this corner, oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi with the dummy. Was it deja vu for Pep Guardiola as Hudson-Odoi runs through, rounds a couple of City players, and puts the dagger into the hearts of the Manchester City fans. It's 2-0 at the Etihad, and no doubt about it, the title is surely ours to lose. What a run from Hudson-Odoi. It was so funny because, like, could it have been more deja vu? And just like we saw in real life, in the thriller of the 4-3 last week, Manchester City versus Real Madrid, did you see Pep's reaction to Vinicius' nutmeg on the halfway line to sell Fernandinho and run through? As Lukaku off the bench wraps it up. The bench boys with 2.5 minutes to go secure it. No doubt about it now. In my performance of the season as Chelsea manager, it's surely our titles to lose now. 8-point gap with a game in hand as well. Guardiola's side beaten comprehensively by a brilliant display from the bench boys. Hudson-Odoi with a brace and one for Lukaku as well. No doubt about it. It's our title to lose. 8-point gap and a game in hand now as well. There couldn't have been a better time to face Man City, with the run of forms for both teams being a polar opposite. Man City back-to-back losses, now 3 in a row. And for Chelsea, that's now 9 straight wins in all competitions. Get in! Absolutely buzzed me. It was so funny because the Vinicius nutmeg on Fernandinho, it was like the exact same place in the pitch. It was the exact same moment. I love it. And you know, sometimes I'll be honest, I do draw inspiration from real football. for what I try and replicate in the gameplay as well. So when I launched the ball forward with Mendy there, I knew Hudson-Odoi was down the flank, because you might notice from my corners, the reason why, as some of you do point out, I score quite a lot of goals from defending corners, ironically, is because you should watch what I do on the radar with the escape man, as we used to call him when I played junior football. I don't know what the actual term is, but the escape man, if you will. I always position him onto the touchline. I always position him, regardless of what side he's on, as far as I can to the touchline, because when the corner's floated in, he always will naturally drift towards the middle automatically with the AI man controlling him. So if you put him as far as you can to the touchline, then he'll be in as much space as possible. So if you do win the ball back, if you quickly flick it to the flank, he should be in space, because nobody sticks tight to him. I'm trying to explain it the best I can, but basically, if there is an escape man, you always have an escape man from a defensive corner. If you position him as far as you can to the touchline on the halfway line, the men that stay back for a corner, from the team that have the attacking corner, the men that stay back, normally the fullbacks, they don't actually mark the player, they leave him alone. So that means if you get the ball caught with the goalkeeper or you head it clear or whatever, down the flank, your man's always going to be in just a little bit of space. And if you've got a pacey player, there's a lot of chance you can have a quick counter attack, go up the other end and score. Exactly what we did there. But like I said, I do gain inspiration from real football sometimes, and that nutmeg by Vinicius on Fernandinho that caused Guardiola to slump to his knees. I did the same thing there. It was so cool how I managed to replicate it. And that goal surely would wrap it up to make it 2-0. Lukaku made it 3 and that would do it. So on Tuesday night, now we've got the 8-point gap on Man City and the game in hand as well. We had Liverpool away at Anfield, and heading into the game, we saw my lineup. There were a couple of regular starters out there, but for the most part, quite a weakened team. And the reason being was quite simple. On Sunday afternoon, we're at Wembley. We had Leicester in the FA Cup semi-final, and as we know now, whilst there is still a chance that Man City could catch up, there is still a chance that Liverpool could catch up. If they're going to do it, they need to win this game here. Realistically, the title is ours to lose, so I didn't mind too much if our winning run was ended here, hence why I picked quite a weak lineup for this game. But 10 minutes to go in the first half after Sadio Mane, how just stopped the former Saint in this game, man, seriously, made it 1-0. We were down by a goal, but I felt as though we could still find a leveller in this game. Unfortunately, Alisson was making save after save. Still down by a goal, and despite the weakened lineup, I was playing quite well. 7 minutes after the restart, still looking for that leveller here, and a point in this game would do me just fine. Then Dembele gets around Andy Robertson down the right hand side, and our French winger bends it in to make it 1-1. And despite the weakened lineup, I was playing for a point in this game. I didn't really care if I won or not, and our winning run was ended after 9. A point would do me just fine, and a point was what we got. A final score at Anfield, and I'll take it. A weakened lineup, yet we go to the Northwest and claim a draw. I'll have that every day of the week, because it keeps the same separation between us and Liverpool. Really, you would say any chance of them winning the title now hinged on them winning this game. In the end, they could only manage a point, and I'm taking that. I'm taking that draw to the bank. I'll have it. It extends our unbeaten run to 10 in all competitions, and that's a solid point, because it keeps us top by 11 on Liverpool, and we extend the gap on Man City to 9. That's a really solid point, and with 5 games to go, we know now 2 wins and a draw is all we need in our final 4. Pick up 7 points from a possible 15, and we will be Premier League champions. That draw more than good enough for me. I'll take it. Back-to-back solid results, and the benefit of resting all our players on Tuesday night was this. Third and final game, FA Cup semi-final. I'm back at Wembley once again for the FA Cup semi-final. My 3rd trip to the FA Cup semi-final in 3 years. I'm the holder of this competition. I won it last year with Southampton. I've been asked to win it again, and now taking on Brendan Rodgers' Leicester, the toughest team we could have faced. Why is that? Well, this season they're chasing the Champions League, and this season I've drawn against them and I've lost against them. I haven't beaten them yet. And on the back of the draw on Tuesday night, with my first team fully fit and fresh, oh Docs, either put him in the first team or let him go. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't know what to do with this guy, because he deserves to be a regular starter. But he can't take out Pulisic because he's on fire. And he's much better down the left than he is on the right. But I can't put him in the first 11 But whenever I do, he always scores. Third goal in 5 in the FA Cup. He's got 8 in 10 in the Premier League. His goal-to-game ratio has been nothing short of exceptional. And he's open to scoring at Wembley. Chelsea 1, Leicester 0. We have the breakthrough courtesy of Callum, but it didn't last too long. 36 minutes in, the Toffee's back on level terms. You thought they were going to fold in this game. Think again. DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the former Toffee, with a brilliant finish past Nick Pope. Look at this. I love that when the goalkeeper's sort of sliding to one side and he shoots to the other side. I love seeing that. I really do. It's a great way of wrong-footing the goalkeeper. Exactly what the former Toffee does. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1 at the break. And in the first half, a few chances. Both opportunities are found at the back of the net. And it was dead even at the break. So heading into the second half, still tied at 1-1, I was thinking, okay, alright. There's no doubt about it. I think Leicester are going to score again. So I want to get that first goal in the second half as well. And see if I can possibly build on that and maybe find a 2-goal cushion. 8 minutes after the restart, as we're still tied, I'm knocking the ball around from left to right and right to left. And as Cucurella finds Kante, Mount finds Tammy, ball rolls around his man. And Tammy Abraham says to Hudson-Odoi, your goal-to-game ratio might be the best in this team, but I'm still the top scorer. Abraham drills it in, top bins, and we restore our lead. And I'll be honest here, it wasn't actually that great of a game at Wembley. There weren't many chances. It's just the quality of chances was so high. And with 65 minutes to go, oh, I thought I'd have wrapped it up. Hudson-Odoi chips Haradiki off the line by Araujo now in Leicester's back line, and we still only lead by 1. And like I said, it wasn't even the best of games. There were very few chances, but the chances were at such a high quality. It wasn't a surprise there have been 3 goals. And with 5 minutes to go, still up by a goal. Leicester playing a really high press, trying to play out from the back, gave the ball away. Yeremy Pino finds Alexandra Lacazette, and the former Gunner bends it past Pope at the near post, and Leicester are surely forcing extra time. Trying to pass out from the back, as I do. Oftentimes it leads to a quick counter and a dagger, but for this moment it leads to a leveller. Leicester back on level terms, it's 2-2, and in the dying stages, it was all out attack from both teams. Both teams going for the winner. Both teams trying to snatch a final place in the final few seconds. 15 seconds of normal time to play. Dembele in behind Amoso. One-on-one wins it for Chelsea, and Dembele sends us to the FA Cup final. And just like Lacazette did with Rodgers, he runs to me to celebrate the late drama in the FA Cup semi-final. And can you say deja vu? Last season in the semis against Spurs, Heung-min Son scored a late leveller to surely force extra time, but then we won it through Lookman in the dying seconds. Talk about deja vu. The same thing happens this year, and at Wembley in a 5-goal thriller, 2 late goals saw us win it at the death. Dembele would win it. Like I said, it wasn't even the best of games. That's the funny thing. It's just the chances were at such a high quality that they were resulting in goals. Final score 3-2. I thought we deserved to edge it. We did. I found it funny how the West Ham Arsenal game was played on the same day. Where was that played? Was that earlier? Did they have to clear out 90,000 fans, put 90,000 more fans in for the evening kickoff? I don't know where that game was getting played there. A neutral venue? I don't know. But even so, you saw the result there. It's going to be Arsenal in the FA Cup final as our domestic double is still on. Mikel Arteta's side as I go for back-to-back FA Cup finals. And as we know now, 7 points away from the Premier League title. It's been a tough season 1 as Chelsea manager. The pressure's been on from the very first day. But those domestic double dreams are still on, and I'd say now it's ours to lose. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you drop a like, much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode with a chance to win the title with 3 of our final 5 Premier League games very soon.